Okay, so I'm not gonna continue on the same sad topic I was gonna continue on before, but I'm at the point where I am I think I'm not sure, but I've dated a lot of guys like the way I'm behaving right now. And weirdly enough, I feel nonchalant. Um, so I'm supposed to check out at 11 o'clock in the morning. It is now 20 to 2 in the morning. I have been doing loads and loads of admin and all kinds of stuff, but I have made no progress packing up, and there are a number of reasons for that. One of the reasons is that I went to I could see things going fucking pear shaped. And I went, because I'm not going to say where I am. Let's just say that I'm across the road from somewhere that I can buy some cheap stuff. So I walked across the road and I thought, I can feel trouble brewing. It's a bad moon on the rise. My bathroom's on the left. Yeah, I can feel the bad moon on the rise. I have a sixth sense for these things. Other people would call them just understanding shit, but for me it's a sixth sense. I could see things falling apart. So once again, I am preparing for a night on. I don't know. I don't fucking know. There's a lot of Christchurch that is uninhabited. I don't know. I suspect I'm not the first person to have thought of camping in Hagley Park, and I suspect that that is quite well refused by the blessed constabulary. But I'm not awake having a fucking party, and I'm not having this disaster because I can't be bothered. I'm having this disaster because people keep giving me fucking disasters. And part of tonight's disaster, and it's not a person, it's not a people thing, it's just that my credit card expires in this month of this year. It is the 25th of this month of this year. And so yesterday or the day before, I went into the bank and I said, I think I need a new credit card, and I have a suspicion that it's probably been sent to an address that I no longer reside at. Could I please arrange to have a new one? And the woman was absolutely delightful, and she said, yes, you can. However, we can't do that at this branch because, you know, it's Visa, it's not my bank. And so she said, she gave me some tips about, it was quite funny, it was really good. I should just recount that, like, what gives me life is just the little interactions I have with people I don't really know, but she was the person who issued me my replacement debit card a couple of months ago. And I went in there, I recognised her, and I said, oh, I told her why I was there, and I said, I think you were the person who issued me my last debit card, and actually I put a new pin in and I can't remember the pin, and I need to get the PIN reset, and I also would like to order a credit card because I think it's been sent to the wrong place and it's about to expire. And and she's like, "Oh my god, it was me. I'm so like delighted that you remembered it was me." And she was very genuine, a very genuine person. It was just really lovely. Like she was fucking stoked that I knew it was her from 2 months ago. Which is nice, you know, like I have so little humanity in my life, and it's just really nice to share that with other people whenever it is available. And it usually is just at the bank, supermarket, or something like that, you know. And then, and she said about the credit card, yes, definitely, it will have been sent out already, and you're right, it probably has been sent to one of your previously registered addresses. And she said you can totally order a replacement to be picked up at a branch, but we can't do it here because it's the bank. You'll have to either ring the 0800 number or for the visa department, or you'll need to, or you can probably do it through your banking messaging system. And I said I can probably do it through secure mail, and she was like, yeah, I think you can probably do that. And I'm like, that's so great, because, you know, otherwise, like, to ring the 800 number, I have to get really drunk. And she's like, yeah, I know, and, you know, it's like a 4-hour wait, so by the time, like, they answer, you're going to be sober again. And I'm like, and I'm going to have a road cone already. You know, it was just, like, a really nice banter. And it's just, like, that's my social life, that's all I have. And I do intend to, in this ramble, fucking diss a fucking bunch of fucking cunts who totally typically it's just fucking humans who fucking abandon me again. You know, not screwed me over like fucking women do, but screwed me over in a fucking guy way. Like, I thought I had a bunch of friends and I don't. And I'm gonna just say some stuff about that, but oh yeah, so the bad moon on the rise, so I could see it hitting, so I just walked across the road. My refund from that because finally came in, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, like, I don't have enough money to buy everything that I need to live in the wilderness. But I have enough money to certainly reach the point that I've spent enough dollars that I can qualify for like a third-party store credit sort of deal, like Afterpay, well, namely Afterpay. And so I went to Kmart. Do you know, if there are any detectives in police, they'll fucking know where I am. So I went to Kmart and I just sort of like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna get whatever I fucking need to fucking pack my fucking bags properly. And I'm not sparing any expense for what I need because I've tried that and it doesn't work, and it's fucking serious now. And I need things to be leak proof, I need things to be compartmentalised, I need things to be packed down solidly. Yeah, I already discussed that whole increasing the density of my clothing while reducing the volume. Doesn't help in some ways, but the fact of the matter is I'm just going to get my belongings down into a pretty tight kind of why do I want to say crew? Anyway, so I got all this stuff from Kmart, like lots of stuff that I need, like stupid camping stuff, like retarded camping stuff, but the stuff that I can't, I can't afford anything else. So I just like bought stupid camping stuff that I may be able to remain alive in the morning and which I'm a gambling woman these days. I'm quite happy to take my chance. I'm really happy with the 50-50 survival rate in the morning. To me, that's a winning streak. Um, but the fucking hell, like, okay, so I've got ahead of the curve, I think, with my visa expiring and end of this month, today being the 26th, since it's now about 2 o'clock in the morning. But Afterpay decided that because I still had only 5 days left of my expiry period, my active credit card period, that my credit card had expired and it wouldn't do partial payments. So it's like, okay, that's okay. There's a bit of a kink because I was really trying not to cry. But anyway, I'm going to go back to where I'm going to pay for the whole thing. But the thing is that this fucking absolute fucking cunt from Airbnb, I just, my life is constantly just psychos. And by psychos I don't mean psychotic, I mean psychopaths. It's unfucking real. And I think I might have broken through to a new fucking dimension or something where, why am I still alive? Why do I have to be still alive? I don't have that fucking energy to kill myself, that's why. I have just enough energy to keep fucking crawling on with my fucking, dehydrated rear limbs. Oh my god, honestly, it's over, man. Game over. I'm the only kid in the arcade. The game's been fucking unplugged from the wall. And it's not big, It's why am I still here? And I'm not suspicious, but superstitious. But I have this funny feeling that I've already died, and this is, fuck. I hope it's not hell, because that means I've eternally got to fucking find somewhere to fucking stay the night and never get my stuff in storage. Or I'm in limbo or something. I don't know. Am I dead? Is this just what the fucking fuck? So last night I'm just gonna say a bit because I just need to kind of catch up. So when I went back into Urban's Backpackers after staying in Windsor accommodation, which I had to leave because of 1, police harassment, 2, couldn't fulfill my obligations to look for a flat because I'm fucked. I'm on supported living payments because I have no work capacity. I'm really unwell, and I'm getting more unwell every fucking day. And I don't understand how... I don't quite understand how Winds doesn't have an emergency housing accommodation option for people who have no work capacity, because somewhere some policy analyst, they've misunderstood something, they've left out a very important detail, they haven't thought of something. For goodness sake, of course a policy analyst wouldn't do such a fucking dumb fuck thing as to forget that people with no work capacity can't fucking cope with looking for a new home, moving into a new home while they're in the criminal fucking justice system, being harassed by fucking criminals, and having a fucking physical and mental breakdown, and all the fucking other fucking shit that I've already talked about. I've got enough to do. I cannot look for a home. So the reason that I left there partly is, so police can stop fucking harassing me. Thank you very much, you fucking pigs. And also so I could go somewhere highly stressful, but less stressful than living in a place where I could be given a week's notice if I don't meet my target of house hunting. So I went back into Evans, and then I moved into room 106, and that's when immediately I met two guys and a girl. So the two guys, like immediately I met Damo, and I'm just too tired to try to think of nom de plumes, and you know me, I can't stick with the nom de plumes anyway. And it's not like no one's called Damo, like it's fine. And then Damo, even before I fucking put my suitcase down, pretty much, Damo and I were deep in discussion about fucking Nazi Germany. Seriously. Really, 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 really crazy. Just really funny. And then there was this young blonde chick in the bottom bunk under Damo called Charlie, who is German. I said, you do know that we know that Germans aren't Nazis, right? And she was like, she says in very, very good English, she says, well, of course I know that, but also I don't speak English very well, so I didn't really understand most of what you guys were talking about when you were talking anyway. I'm like, yeah, you said that in very broken English. And then there's Joe, who is an inexplicable person. He just plays golf and gets stoned. And Damo and I were pretty sure that he was a man of independent means. And but we all got to know each other very well, and after Charlie left after a day, we didn't have anyone new for ages, and it was just the three of us. We just had kind of a cool little mini short-term flatting situation, and they're both younger than me, but I was quite surprised. I thought Joe was older than me, but he was significantly younger at 38, and Damo turned 31 while we were there. He turned 31, I think, on his first day of work. They'd both come up from Nelson, and Damo, I discovered when he got down from his top bunk, was extremely tall, skinny, had a kind of Irish look, I guess, with like black, very black hair, and a lot of facial hair, so he didn't look as young as he is. And we had a fairly tight-knit sort of thing, and then things changed a bit. Damo, I mean, we were all really badly running out of money, and when you run out of money when you're a backpackers, it's just a different sort of situation, because you're not. It's just that you've got to pay for every booking that you make. So if you want to book for fucking 2 months, you got to pay for 2 months up front. So you can't have a stable sort of lifestyle, and things were just going very weird, and we all had to make outlays, and I don't know, there was quite a bonding situation that came from that very pressure cooked scenario. And I think Damo and I individually both had great fondness for Joe, but Joe, I mean, he could be fucking, Hunter Biden. He could be that. He appeared to be that kind of guy, but he was one of us, and one of us meant nothing much except that there's a fucking housing crisis, and there's a job shortage, everything's fucking expensive. The backpackers was not chock full. I felt awful for all the foreign backpackers who I feel were lured here by Jacinda on very false pretenses. And yeah, there was a bit of camaraderie, a lot of camaraderie between the three of us, Damo, John, and me. And I'm gonna say I cannot exactly remember how it started, but no New Zealander ever can, because that's not how New Zealanders roll. But Damo and I did have 2 sexual encounters. The first one being reasonably scuppered by the amount of moonshine that we'd drunk, that I'd been given by, long story. And the second time, very successful for one of us, and not me, because that's not a reflection on anybody. It is simply just the way that females work, and honestly the top bunk in a shared dorm is not really like that's not really how a middle-aged woman gets in the mood, and I sort of no, it's neither here nor there, but I've come away from it at the end, when all's said and done, and now that I know how the story ends, I take responsibility for making a mistake and putting myself into shame. That's how it is, right? Can't blame him. And it's not like it was a tragedy, it's just like it had not been part of my life for a very long time, and the female friend I'd made at the Windsor Regency accommodation, was giving me a bit of ribbing about, meeting young horny guys at the backpackers, and I was like, for fuck's sake. And she's like, I'm just pulling your leg, and I'm like, I know. So, like, for fuck's sake. But I did. But it's not like, well, the thing, like, it's just not, it's not fun. It was nice, really nice getting big beer hugs and stuff. But I like men, but I've actually just got very sick of them again at the moment. I'm just really sick of men. I'm feeling very disillusioned, and I just think, like, I get on better with men than with women, because men are more accepting of SB females, weird females or whatever, like, but that doesn't also mean that they don't, and I'm not saying that they're the same cohort, I'm just saying whatever, like, it's a double-edged sword. And so I just felt it was something that was an extension of my buddyhood with Damo, because we were buddies. That's exactly what we were. And it seemed completely fitting with an extension of that. That was a big part of my early 20s. I didn't see any shame in that. I don't think that it's letting some guy use you. I think it's just, I don't think you have to be in love. I think relating to men is as a woman is very different from relating to women, sorry, and there are situations that are just completely, out of any kind of context that anyone else. It's basically like, shagging some guy in a top bunk of backpackers, I think, is exactly as appropriate as it is to fucking start getting pissed on beer at 8 o'clock in the morning at an international airport. It's completely de rigueur, and I didn't go up and order the shag from a bar thinking, oh, that's quite a, let's just do that while it's not inappropriate, but I didn't feel used or dirty or anything. And I just don't feel dirty, but I feel used, but I don't see that that's not my problem. Just feel like I've had my eyes opened yet fucking again. Like, when will I stop trusting anybody to fucking be who they say they are, It's like, for fuck's sake, for fuck's sake. Yeah, if I hadn't said his name, I would say a bit more about it. But too late. But I will say names about somebody else, because he fucking deserves it. Anyway, Damo and I were basically back to back against the world together, and we were really, really keeping each other afloat. we got each other across. We got each other, or ourselves, each other across a raging river. With a a pretty fucking canny use of redistribution of resources. We did a very, very good job of that, and I've looked back at that, and before what I felt was the real nastiness, I just thought that's okay, like I remember from my sort of like, from being about 11 or 12, and there was this saying amongst girls, and I'm sure it's been, passed on for many generations, the much wiser people, that you have friends for life, friends for a season, friends for a reason. And I was just like, well, Damo and I were clearly friends for a reason, and that reason was good, and we both survived a fucking horrific situation, and that's cool, and it's done now, and that's fine. It's okay. And but part of before, like, Damo left the backpackers for several days because he had to start a job, and he worked a night shift, and he was pretty much sort of camping up in his car. Just he had a rough transition. And it was during that transition that he and I, because I was having a similar rough transition, but in a very different way. So he was kind of being my dad, and I was kind of being his mum, basically. That's kind of how it worked. And I don't mean emotionally. I mean, we were using our, the resources that we had and the insights into each other that we had to help each other out. So, he put a roof over my head for a couple of days while he slept in his car, and I put food in his stomach, and stuff like that. So we got each other through. It was really horrible. But I hadn't seen him for several days, and he hadn't responded to any texts. And I was just like, wow, I'm an SB, but I'm not fucking stupid, and I've been through this before, and I know what it means, and like, he's just ditched me, and okay. But then he popped back. I ran into him in the kitchen, and it's like, oh my god. Well, he actually approached me. He said hi, and I'm like, oh my god, you're back. Like, what the fuck? And I had been feeling a bit annoyed, like, not annoyed like he owes me anything, but annoyed like, well, don't fucking expect anything from me again, like, you can't just like, it's another female taught me this in my early 20s, late teens. I think she's totally fucking right, and another one reinforced this several years later. If you have sex with a female as a man, you just have to call her the next day. You just have to. You have to. And I agree. I think you have to. I think it's like the fucking least you can fucking do, because you're not the same sex. There's two totally different things going on. And I'm tough, but it did cause me some tears, you know. And it was nothing about having a broken heart. It was about, like, thought we were friends. And then he popped up, and then it was like, that's when everything intensified. We really started working as a team to get each other through these really horrible situations, and we were trying to problem solve and troubleshoot, and maybe think of ways that we could, like, all team up. And but it was really hard with Joe, who was just, like, very easygoing, but just, like, you know, he would literally walk into the kitchen and, like, yeah, hang loose, and it's like, not really, mate. You know, we're not really hanging loose at all, but you know, like, I mean, trying to get Joe in on any kind of organised plan was like herding cats, and he was willing, but he was also inert. So basically, Damo and I, being pretty strong-willed individuals and very active, you know, people of action and people of problem solving, you know, we certainly, you know, would grind against each other's nerves occasionally, but we would agree that we're at least, you know, on the same track and trying to solve the same problems and stuff, and we did a pretty good job of getting each other through. But while Damo had disappeared, and he actually had made a little bit of a commitment to me that he would help me pay for a night that I had lost. Financially, I was in the lurch for a night. Another guy had come onto the scene. I mean, we were at backpackers, you know, and I wrote an email to Joe about that, and I did tell Damo a bit about it, and I'm gonna name names. I'm not gonna like dox him, but his name's Elliot, and he, you know, I said to Joe, I mean, oh, look, I'll get into it later. I'm very tired. But basically, I had a sugar daddy for a couple of days. But, you know, a bit younger than me, but basically older than me. You know, effectively older than me in every way, apart from, you know, maturity. Yeah, who put me up and fed me and stuff for a couple of days, but as I said to Joe, yeah, a payment was extracted, and when I'm in retrospect, it was not categorically different from my experience with Damo. It was way worse, but it wasn't categorically different. And and it's all got to do with what happens afterwards, you know. I'm thinking very hard at what I just said there because I'm trying to figure out if what I said there is accurate. What I mean is there is a quid pro quo. And it's not fair for me to say that that was the case with Damo, not at all. In a sense that makes it a different category, but like friends don't fucking take the piss out of friends, you know. You can give and take a bit of bad behaviour between friends. And Elliot was my friend. And I was very naive about what was happening because we actually went off site and he paid for us to spend the night in a very nice motel. And then when we went back to the backpackers, he left and he couldn't transfer the rest of his stay to me because the bitch at fucking reception wouldn't even discuss it, but he just paid for an extra night for me anyway so I could make it through. But whatever, like, we were square. Like I said to Joe, like, I'm not an escort, like, I'm not trained to be an escort, I'm not going to give a good time like an escort. In fact, I spent most of the time fucking crying because I had not had the privacy to cry for a long time, so I was not company. However, he did not, the terms of the engagement were not remotely stated. He made himself out to be, you know, a rescuer, so whatever. Like, you know, he wasn't being kind, he just got a really fucking budget escort, that's all. I don't care. At some point I'll read the email that I sent to Joe about it because it wasn't very nice. And in that sense, when I look back in retrospect about what happened with Damo, I realise that those encounters were not categorically different, as I say. It's not because, you know, with Elliot, it was clearly like, as I came to realise, it was a currency, and I didn't realise that. But lucky me, right? Lucky me. Like, men don't have that opportunity. Like, it's not sexist towards women. It's not sexist at all. But it's just like, well, lucky for me, someone still wants, you know, to give me accommodation and food and booze for a couple of nights with me, you know. You know, that's fortunate for me, otherwise I would have had nothing, nowhere. Doesn't excuse his deception, but overall, like, I wouldn't have changed it. Like, I had nothing. I would have said yes. It's being on the street. I cannot. I still, no matter what I've gone through, I still can't fathom it. I literally don't know what people do. I don't know how you sleep on the street. I don't know how you do it. And I won't keep going on, and there's quite a lot more to say, but I'm just really tired. I'm really emotionally tired, and I just can't catch up with the grief. I can't catch up with the grief. Every day something happens, and I don't have time to fucking grieve over anything, but I'm not quite sure what happened, but we ended up adding another guy to our kind of circle. Very, very quiet Irish guy called Stephen, who moved into... he basically replaced Damo. And a very different sort of person. I got to know him a wee bit, and I thought we were okay, and then we all sort of moved. Joe just got the hell out of the fucking circuit and moved up north a little bit, where he's perched the mate, which I'm really relieved about. But the rest of us, we kind of like decided that we were going to move to different backpackers. So it's a sort of a complicated situation, but it doesn't matter what the details are. But we did, in small, reasonably tight increments. But those two guys, Damo and Stephen, were just behaving very strangely with me, and like weird, and like I don't know. I have ideas, and I do believe there's something unifying. I don't think they're separate. And Joe went weird on me because I finally got in touch with him over the phone to check in on him because I was quite worried about him. And he was frosty, and just getting that chill through your body, like, oh my god, like, I'm not welcome. Like, again, like, the people I think I found my people have not, they're not. I have no reason to ever expect anything different. It chills me to my fucking core. And I couldn't cope, so I left. And as I said earlier, like, I planned it well enough that I would just fucking cope. I'd just handle for a fucking day and just get it done properly. And I did get a refund, and the proprietor was, she expedited the process for me. All I said was, I didn't want to just say my plans had changed, and I certainly didn't want to like go into I mean, you can't go into details. I just said there's someone, I kind of amalgamated both guys, and I just said, look, I'm really sorry, it's just that someone I wasn't expecting to see is here now, and I'm not very comfortable, and I would like to leave. And she said, can you please tell me who this person is? And I said, no. He has not done anything wrong. He is not a threat. He's not a problem. It's just an awkward personal situation. And I think anyone can kind of read between the lines there, and I think that's a really innocuous and quite common thing to happen. I think with, you know, like I gave an impression there was a bit of a, you know, whatever. I mean, quite clearly. So I think I did that quite well. Anyway, so she expedited the thing for me, but it was a bank holiday, and even though Visa's not a bank, it just whatever. Like I went back to Urbans, and the money didn't come through, and then I was like getting a little bit desperate because I was really tired because I'd had so little sleep the night before, and I was almost dropping, and I just so needed to lie down, and I just went back to the counter at check-in time, and I just said, the money's not in yet, and I just tried to explain, and I just got barked at, like horribly barked at, like, I don't need to know your life story, I just need to know if you got the money or not. And I just fell into tears, and I walked away, and I walked back behind the wall on the other side of the living area and just cried. And it's like, what a fucking horrible thing to say to somebody. Of course I didn't have the money. Of course I couldn't pay. I was trying to explain. It's not my life story. It's my fucking financial problems because of the, you know, the fucking bank holiday. I'm not asking for special concessions. Fucking don't fucking yell at me. I don't give a shit. Just, do you have the money or not? If you don't, you can't stay here. It's like, what purpose does that serve? And it did not get nicer. I didn't talk to her again in person. I made sure I kept overwriting, and I kept it very neutral, but it took a while to recover. And this 19-year-old fucking German girl who had come straight from like graduating, sorry, not university, high school, had approached me like, oh god, I don't know. I found her very emotionally skillful. Her name was Sarah, so Sarah, and yeah, she had just had a college like certificate, like graduate certificate, and she'd come to New Zealand to fucking, yeah, I found her a very impressive young woman, very impressive indeed. I don't know if she was German or fucking autistic or what, but she was. She, she handled it perfectly. Like, I just was sitting there, I was just like, I'm always a problem solver, but fuck, I've got to cry first. I've got to cry and just go, fuck, man, that was like cold and brutal, and I just had to cry. and she just sort of walked up to me, looking very blank in the face, and said, I feel like it's important to remember what she said to me when she approached me, because her wording was all extremely right, even though she denied having good English. I think she said something like, what's wrong? Or are you okay? I don't want to say it was something so generic as are you okay, because that's not a good way to find out if how someone is doing when they're crying. Of course they're not okay. And the instinct, the cultural instinct, is to say yes to questions. It's better to say, are you having a hard time? Because then you can say yes in the same way that you'd say yes if someone asks you, are you okay? Because it's easier to say yes. Whatever it is, I said, things are not going very well at the moment, or I've had a bad news or something, but I just need to cry for a bit to recover, and then I'll be okay. And I just said, thank you very much. You are really a remarkable person for checking on me. Thank you. And she's 19 years old, for fuck's sake, And she was a bit quiet for a bit, and she was thinking, she was a total cold fish. But she did everything right. She said, do you need any help? Can I help you? And I said, no, I will be okay. I'm a good problem solver. I just need to cry for a little while and then, equalise myself, and then I said, I'm already formulating a plan. And she said, okay, that's good. And she was quiet for a while. She said, would you like a hug? And I was going to say no. And then I said, yes, actually I would like a hug, thank you. So we stood up, and I guess we're about the same height. And she had a very soft child's body. And it was a very gentle hug, but with a lot of contact. And she, almost wound her neck around my neck, It was a really lovely, lovely hug. And I was so impressed with her. I was so impressed. And she did have a little bit of trouble understanding everything I said, but I think it's more of an accent thing. At one point I had to translate a word into German, and it was anemia. But every other time I just had to keep pronouncing. I don't think she had. I don't think there was a language barrier. I think it was just yeah, I think it was pronunciation mostly. Her vocab was excellent. Yeah, I want to talk more about her, but I won't. But we had a really interesting conversation, and I was really impressed by her. She's very serious, very earnest. And I said, you I said, you have a very good technique approaching people. You make it very easy.